In the dimly lit town of Ravens Hollow, a thick fog enveloped the streets, muffling the sound of footsteps and turning familiar landmarks into eerie silhouettes. The residents spoke in hushed tones about Old Man Fletcher's mansion, an ominous structure perched on the hill, shrouded in mystery and shadow. Legends told of unseen entities and whispers that lingered in the hallways, a haunted past that kept curious souls at bay. Among the townsfolk was Elise, a young woman with a penchant for the paranormal. Gifted with an attuned sensitivity to the otherworldly, she was determined to uncover the truth behind the tales that had plagued Ravens Hollow for generations. One cold, moonless night, clutching her lantern, Elise made her way up the serpentine path to the mansion. The iron gates creaked open, and she glanced back, half expecting someone to stop her, but the streets remained silent, cloaked in fog. She took a deep breath and pushed open the heavy wooden doors. The foyer stretched out before her, dust-covered and desolate. The air was thick with the smell of decay and forgotten memories. She felt a shiver run down her spine as the whispers began, faint at first, as if the mansion itself was awakening to its new visitor. Undeterred, Elise moved deeper into the house, each step reverberating through the empty corridors. Snatches of conversations filled the air, incoherent yet persistent, as though the spirits trapped within were attempting to communicate. She followed the sounds to a grand staircase, its banister carved with intricate details, now dulled by years of neglect. She ascended slowly, the whispers growing louder, more insistent. Elise stepped into a large room at the end of the hallway. Moonlight filtered in through the cracked windows, casting ghostly patterns on the walls. At the center was an old, ornate mirror, its glass fractured and tarnished. Drawn to it, she approached and touched the cool surface, her reflection staring back at her through the cracks. Suddenly, a chill swept through the room, and the whispering stopped. A shadowy figure appeared behind her in the mirror, its outline ethereal and shifting. Elise spun around, but the room was empty. Heart pounding, she turned back to the mirror, and the figure stood there, closer this time, its eyes hollow and piercing. "Who are you?" Elise demanded, her voice trembling. The figure raised a hand, pointing to a dusty old book lying on a nearby table. Hesitant yet compelled, Elise picked it up, brushing off the layers of dust. As she opened it, the pages revealed a diary, filled with the despairing scribbles of Old Man Fletcher himself. His words spoke of regret, sorrow, and an insidious presence that had haunted him until his death. The final entry was abrupt, a plea for release from the tormenting whispers. The room grew colder, the shadows deeper. Elise felt the weight of countless eyes upon her. She realized that the spirits were not just voices in the wind, but tormented souls trapped within the mansion walls. Their whispers were cries for help, for someone to break the curse that bound them. Fueled by determination, Elise focused on the diary, reciting the incantation scribbled in the margins. The ground beneath her shuddered, and a blinding light erupted from the mirror, enveloping the room. The whispers turned to wails, then faded into silence. As the light dimmed, Elise found herself alone. The air was lighter, the oppressive weight lifted. She glanced in the mirror, now whole and clear, reflecting a serene and empty room.